It's the Business Blast. That's right. Brought to you by Satco. Go to satco.com. That's right, satco.com. You know, Greg, we do the light thing. We do the right thing. I was just on satco.com this morning, and you know what they had? They had a beautiful metal halide ballast I needed. Oh, yeah.
They've got it. See that right there. That's doing the light thing. The light thing means whatever your customer needs, you get for them. And Satco's that company that can get it for you to get to your customer. Do the light thing, man.
Do the right thing. Satco.com. That's right. Our friends at Satco, the gangsters. That's right, Alan. You know you're a gangster. All right, what's up, Greggy?
So we've had a little discussions on this, but now that it's been it's been 10 months since everything changed quite a bit in the work world and the business world. What have you found on? I know you and I have both been working in our homes more, or in our offices more than our homes. But are you seeing any efficiencies or any differences in the two from people working at home, from people working at offices, and then also, on the sales process and how that worked out? And I'll share a little bit on my end, and then kind of want to hear what you think. So I recently was able to do, I worked remote for 2 weeks just because my wife and kids were remote from school. My wife's a teacher, my kids go to school, but they could do it all online. So we went remote for a while. And I worked remote and attempted it, just from a house, and did everything I could online, phone. And I actually maybe worked more than when I was at my office because of drive time and other things that you have and distractions you have in between. It's more focused time to some degree. I'm not saying it's a good thing because I think mentally it's good to be around people, but I'd noticed that in my little 2-week experience. And also in that I did a sales call on Zoom, and I haven't done, honestly, I've never done that. I always do it in person or email or phone. I've never actually done a Zoom call. I've done a lot of Zoom type calls with you and things, but this is Premier Lighting selling to a customer. This was a school, and I've been trying to get a hold of them for 6 months, and obviously a lot's gone on in the last 6 months, but I've been working it over and over and over. And finally, we set up this Zoom call, and we sat there and we talked, and I presented the proposal on the screen, and it was 3 people, it was myself and 2 of the customers. They were both at their homes, and I kind of liked it, to be honest. I was surprised by it. It was it seemed more focused than when I go to somebody's office or when I'm in person, because it was like, all my attention and time is right here on the screen. I have nothing else around me other than, maybe kids or whatever going on, but you're all focused right here, right now. And that's it. And all other distractions are gone. And I think that's the one benefit I saw in that web-based call is that. And it was like a half-hour call. Usually my sales calls are 5 minutes, like, here, sign it, let's go. This was 30 minutes of diving into it and showing it to them. And I really, to some degree, liked it. I think it built a good relationship and got the sale ultimately, which is what it's all about. But it was different, but different in a good way. I'm not saying I want it all the time, but it was different. So what are your thoughts? I know that was a long rant on all that, but what are your thoughts on all this?
I mean, that's a good anecdote. So when I started the podcast in 2016, 2017, and then we went to switch to video in 2017. We had only audio in the first 10 or something like that, and then we went to video, right? And so I began researching Zoom, Skype, Google Hangouts. Now it's called Google Meet. And I became very proficient at using those tools. Okay. And so, people that would charge me to drive to come see me, I would say, let's just do, like my accountant, who you know well. She had never used a video calling service before. And she was kind of weirded out by it. Like, what is this? Is it like pornography? Like, people were kind of weirded out by being on video on the internet. And, it's seriously, you tell people, yeah, we're just going to do like a Hangouts call. You have a Gmail, right? What's your Gmail? Okay. So you're automatically signed up for this. Here, just click on that. Yeah, just click. There you go. There we are. There, I can see you. Now I can share my screen with you. You want to turn your camera off, but we can share screens. Screen sharing is very powerful. Okay. Video calling is powerful as well because you can actually see the other person's reactions, but it's not necessary. So if someone didn't want to be on video, you could just say, okay, we're going to talk on the phone, but I want you to log into this so you can see my screen. Screen sharing is very, very powerful, a very powerful tool. And so there are some, I was talking to a gentleman the other day. He said that we're going to enter a period like the Roaring 20s, that after the First World War, which was like a meat grinder, a human meat grinder, literally crazy. They entered this period of time called the Roaring 20s, and the economy went crazy, and people began traveling the world, and a lot of changes happened in that time period, social changes. And I think we're on the COVID. And I told you when they locked everything down, it marked an epoch. Right, I told you that. That's what I said. This marks an epoch in, at least Western society, if not human evolution. This will change everything moving forward. This point in time, everything after this is going to be different. And so it marked an epoch, and that epoch is one of people embracing technology more and more. And I think we're going to see a boom. But if you read, so I studied English literature in university, right? So I studied that period of time that it was called the Lost Generation, the 1920s. And while there was parties and while people were, having a good time and all that, there was something lost. And that's why they were called the Lost Generation. And if you read Ernest Hemingway or F. Scott Fitzgerald or Ford Madox Ford, very dark. Very, very dark literature. And so I think we're going to be entering a period of time where, I don't know if I'm way off topic here, but I'm going to loop it back to sales, where we see the benefits of the traumatic change. So we had a traumatic change. Everyone was forced to go on Zoom. Everyone was forced to do this sort of stuff. And now we all accept it. And a lot of people don't want to meet anybody. They want to be behind a screen. Now they're afraid of viruses and they've been scared. It's not just COVID. It's like people are grossed out by other people now. That's part of the problem. And so you embrace these things as a salesperson, and moving forward, there's lots of efficiencies. Right? It's way easier to do. I don't want to drive an hour and go see somebody and come back. And if they say no, it's like, I'd rather just see if we can get it all done over the phone or through Zoom or through, Google Meet, which I think is the best one, but whatever, that doesn't matter. Use whatever one you want to use. And they're very efficient, but there's something lost. There's something that we can never have again, the handshake, those deals where it's like we make a deal. And so there's something lost. And, that's life. What you should do very quickly is embrace as many of these technologies as you can and use them as sales tools and use them to sell your products. But know that there's more to sales than Zoom, that there's closing, there's all the other principles remain the same. And, maybe you want to go see that guy, get it, ink the deal. Let's ink the deal. We're going to sign it in person. You add a flavor to that, but something's lost, Eric, for sure.
Yeah, no, I think I would agree. If it, like I said, it was a short time period that I did it, and I saw some benefits to it, but I don't know about long term if it's going to be. It is what it is at this point. We have to embrace it, like you said. So take it for what you can, and do the best you can with it, and learn it, understand it, and be ready for it. But I might have to agree. Something is probably lost, and time will tell.
It marked an epoch, and it's a change in the way. I could go on about this from all different angles, but as a salesperson in lighting, there's only, if you look at that, there's only benefits. I don't see any downside to it. I don't see I see the downside in general to it, but I don't see the downside to it from a sales perspective. It makes so much sense to meet people on Zoom, or I hate Zoom, but on the other video calling platforms, it's wonderful to meet people and talk to people that way, and it preserves their time. I mean, you go to see somebody, you have to spend at least a half an hour with them, at least.
Right.
You can do the right thing and the light thing with Google Meet or Zoom or whatever. You can get it going that way. Why not? You can do 5 times more sales calls. You can talk about Satco's products all day long. That's what I do, and I go to satco.com. I'm emailing them every day saying, hey, you guys got this? Yeah, we got that. You guys got this? Yeah, we got that too. Holy mackerel, because nobody in Canada has any of that stuff. Those Slimmies. You know what I'm talking about. Slimmies, yeah. Go to satco.com. Light thing, right thing.